Do you want the honest tape? It's crystal clear. That's not a hot take from a troll in the comments. That's a former NFL quarterback looking straight at Shedeur Sanders' film and saying, bluntly, the problems are visible to anyone who knows what to watch. Anscape, imagine the scene. Lights low in a film room, coaches cupping warm coffee, a laptop playing and pausing, fingers tracing routes and throws. On the screen is the quarterback who made college Saturdays electric. Quick feet, pinpoint touch, a flair for the dramatic. But the same plays that worked against college defenses sometimes slow down under the NFL microscope, holding the ball too long, drifting off his spot, and not always giving himself the cleanest path to throw it away or step up. Those are the little sins that become big problems when the windows close faster and the rush is meaner. SI, let's rewind one beat. Shedeur lit up the highlight reels and built a reputation as a playmaker who could lift a stadium by the sheer poetry of his arm. That flash got him to Cleveland, a place with history, expectations, and a quarterback room crowded with hungry ambition. But college film is a different dialect of football. The NFL grammar is tighter. The verbs are unforgiving. Akili Smith, speaking with Anscape, didn't mince words. Sanders has a real chance, but only if he leans into the mess of learning. If he stays positive and works hard, he still has a chance. But the tape is clear as day. Anscape, here's where the preseason tape mattered more than any headline. Coaches chart plays, not feelings. In the final preseason, Sanders took a sack that analysts pointed to again and again, not because the line looked perfect or because the rush was unfair, but because the tape showed him descending too far into the pocket instead of stepping up or throwing the ball away. Those split-second choices are quarterback currency. If you lose them, you lose pocket presence. Akili Smith flagged exactly that. Anscape, you don't have to squint to see why Dillon Gabriel edged him on the depth chart. Gabriel's preseason showed quicker processing in certain situations and, critically, cleaner pocket mechanics in game reps. Coaches rewarded what they saw, reliability under pressure, and a steadier habit set in a professional rhythm. The Browns ultimately named Gabriel the number 2 behind starter Joe Flacco, a practical choice that reflects what film study tends to reward. Fox News. But let me stop you before this becomes a doom loop. This isn't a takedown, it's a map. The good part, the real bright part, is that Sanders is exactly the kind of player who can fix this if he chooses to. Akili Smith emphasized the obvious but vital truth. Improvement is earned every day in practice, in meetings, on the treadmill of reps that don't show up on social media. Be on time to your install. Be obsessive about the reads. Shorten the decision-making window until it becomes reflex. That's how a promising college star becomes an NFL starter. Anscape, there are micro stories here that land harder than any stat. Think about the kid who learned to scream at the TV when Sanders scrambled for 6. Those memories don't evaporate because of a preseason headline. They become the emotional collateral of a career. And for the player himself, the path from rookie to reliable pro is rarely romantic. It's a series of small, sometimes humiliating corrections. Practice reps that sting, tape sessions where you see your flaws magnified, coaches whose bluntness punches through the ego. That's the apprenticeship. SI, meanwhile, the Browns are stacking a crowded roster. They recently added veteran depth to the QB room, signing a reliable hand to the practice squad to solidify insurance behind the starters. Little moves that signal quietly a team being prudent about the season ahead. Depth matters. Availability matters. For a rookie like Shedeur, that creates both pressure and protection. Pressure because jobs are scarce, protection because the organization isn't throwing him to the wolves without cover. New York Post. So where does that leave the narrative? First, understand that NFL success isn't a single film clip. It's a movie made of 1,000 small scenes. Sanders' ceiling is still high. So is the work he must put in. He can remain in Cleveland and climb this ladder, or he can become a player who shifts teams and learns elsewhere. The league is a long, strange sandbox where careers are remade all the time. What separates those who stick is humility in the grind and the discipline to translate flashes into daily habits. SI, here's the uncomfortable truth that sounds kinder when you wrap it in reality. Fandom loves stories of overnight ascents, but NFL film rooms reward consistency. The tape doesn't lie, but neither does progress. If Sanders shows up every day with the intent to tighten his mechanics, to shorten his decision window, to accept small corrections without drama, then this becomes a chapter about growth, not failure. If he doesn't, the tape will keep talking, and other quarterbacks will climb ahead on the same small, merciless metrics. Anscape. Close your eyes and picture the finale, a quiet Wednesday in late October, a practice locker room, Sanders wiping his hands, nodding at a coach who just gave him one more correction. He smiles, not because he's satisfied, but because he knows the work is where he'll be made. That moment, the daily, unglamorous nod to improvement, is what turns could be into is. It's the difference between a highlight reel and a career. Anscape. So next time someone in your group chat says the tape is clear, don't use it as an exit ramp for compassion. Use it as a checklist. What did he do wrong, and what does he need to do tomorrow? Because on Sundays, what matters most isn't the roar of the crowd. It's the quiet stubbornness of the player who put the hours in when no one was watching. Shedeur Sanders has the raw material. Now comes the craftsmanship. Shedeur Sanders lit up college football at Colorado, but the NFL is a different story, and according to a former quarterback, the flaws on tape are clear as day. Being an NFL QB isn't just about highlight throws on Sundays. It's the grind, mastering complex playbooks, studying film, recognizing disguised defenses, building leadership in the locker room. And right now, Sanders is facing the reality that the habits he got away with in college, slow reads, drifting in the pocket, and being out of position to deliver the ball, don't translate at the pro level. Former NFL quarterback Akili Smith broke it down while speaking with ESPN's Anscape. His take, the rookie has talent, but the gap between him and Brown's backup Dillon Gabriel is obvious. It's going to be hard, very hard. Just where he's at now and the things he needs to work on, it's a lot. But the tape is clear as day, Smith said. He pointed to Sanders' pocket presence, or lack of it, as the biggest issue, taking sacks when he should have stepped up or thrown the ball away. Fans might blame the offensive line, but Smith says the tape tells the real story. Gabriel is simply ahead right now, both in decision-making and in pocket command. Still, Smith emphasized that if Sanders keeps a positive attitude and works relentlessly, he has a chance to develop into a solid pro. And the encouraging part? By all accounts, Sanders has embraced the grind since arriving in Cleveland. Outside of one minor slip earlier this summer, he's reportedly stayed focused, putting in the work and showing maturity for a rookie under heavy scrutiny. The bottom line, Sanders' NFL path won't be easy, but quarterbacks with his talent rarely disappear if they stay dedicated. The Browns and every other team in the league are always looking for competent QB play. His time will come. The question is whether he can clean up the flaws that the tape already makes painfully obvious.